So Iain Duncan Smith, the original Tory Dr. Death, has written in the increasingly batshit filth rag The Fail, raging about how in the 1940s, people kept going into the office even as Hitler's bombs came raining down in response to people continuing to and wanting to continue to work from home due to the ongoing COVID pandemic. Still going on, no matter how much the government bleats otherwise and their loyal media ignore the story more and more. We're still getting ill. We're still seeing over 1,000 deaths every single week. We're seeing reports that as many as 1 in 14 school kids are now infected, driving the infection. But no, according to Iain Duncan Smith, we just need to evoke some good old wartime spirit. They knew how to deal with tough times. They wouldn't give in to despair, he cries. What a bell end. So callous conservative cue ball idiot Duncan Smith has bleated in the right-wing hack columns today, bemoaning the number of people working from home still, rather than evoking some battle of the Blitz spirit of toughening up. I'd say ordinary folk are pretty tough. Let's face it, many of us go without breakfast these days. You spend a day's wages on yours, don't you? Plus, we don't have a lovely expense account to claim for stuff such as, oh, I don't know, our underpants either. I'd say this column could be the result of traffic cone concussion, but sadly, intelligence has never been a requirement for being a Tory, just a standard empathy bypass that is the essential quality. Eminent historian and author Dr. Louise Raw has put dipshit Smith in his place with the very thing to strike terror into the black void that passes for a Tory heart hole these days and presented us with facts about his office workers. On Twitter, she explains that the ordinary folk still going to the office were reliant on trench shelters built by the government, and these were not well constructed, were not bomb resistant, and a direct hit to them resulted in said office workers getting killed. Now, I appreciate people dying as an inconvenience to you, Ian Disabled Slayer, but you cannot rewrite history. The bodies, according to Dr. Raw, are still under Kennington Park as proof. As for going on to say ministers and government workers kept working on as well during wartime as a dig to the many civil servants choosing not to infect each other these days if they can possibly help it, clearly putting more value on life than you ever have, Churchill and his team operated from underground war rooms, which were a damn sight more reinforced than the trench shelters they provided for ordinary workers. You surely know about the war rooms, don't you, Ian? If not, book a tour. You can bloody visit them. The other aspect of abject stupidity from IDS here is he's comparing wartime with a pandemic. You can't catch a bomb, you dunce. At least it's not advisable. Ought to come with a health warning. And you can't be infected by bombs either. Otherwise, we'd have had people randomly exploding in the streets for years. Grandad suddenly blowing up one Sunday as he'd apparently caught an unexploded one. You don't get these stories, do you? Because that'd be silly. You couldn't catch the Blitz. It wasn't infectious. COVID is airborne. That's about as much as it has in common with a bomb, except that bombs don't stay airborne for very long, and COVID has been spreading away for the last 18 months, is incredibly contagious, and is worsening once more. People moving around, interacting as normal, does spread the virus. It doesn't spread bombs. But do you know what else we have now that they didn't have in the 1940s, Mr. Duncecap Smith? The internet! My God, electronic means of communicating and working. Has anyone ever told you of its existence? If office workers were going to work in the 1940s, then it had to happen from their offices. But today, everyone's home can pretty much become their office. Everyone's home could have become a schoolroom if, free broadband wasn't seen as such an expensive anathema, some mad communist plot. Just imagine how many more could work from home and keep the wheels of the economy turning while staying safe at the same time. But no, sadly, the country voted for a lying haystack on legs who has echoed Smith's sentiments with a snide remark about colleagues gossiping about those who were working from home, but who has himself once again pissed off on holiday in the midst of a health crisis he's woefully unfit to oversee and frankly doesn't give a shit about who lives or dies anyway. Bit like you when you were running the DWP, eh, Ian? Of course, not everyone can work from home, and those people driving public transport, keeping our streets clean, trying to keep our supermarket shelves stacked when they've got goods to stack them with, obviously, our emergency service personnel. Thank you. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for showing some real bravery and commitment, and thank you for everything you've done during this pandemic. Because even if Iain Duncan Prattface doesn't think you're showing some guts and some Blitz spirit, undermining the crucial work you do, risking infection yourselves every day so this country still runs, Of course you are. You're doing a damn sight more than that useless lump ever has. The fact is, this virus has killed 3 times more people than bombs did in World War II. If ever there was a reason to work from home if you can, whilst ignoring the irresponsible demands of a government out of its depth and out of ideas, and especially this idiot Iain Duncan Smith, then that one sobering fact should be it.